Hello everybody, Damascus the Fox here, and today I'll be doing a knife review, and today we'll be reviewing this guy, the CIVIVI Plaxis. This is a very nice full-size knife, but before I get into my opinions and talking about a bunch of stuff, length first. Throw is a little weird today. Okay, we're coming in a little bit above 8 1/4 overall length, and then the blade length is coming in at 3 3/4, and the blade length is coming in at I think about 3 1/4. So yeah, you're getting a lot of blade for not too much money. Weight on this guy. Alright, we're on ounces. We're looking at 4.39 ounces. So not heavy. Size comparison on this guy. Up against Tenacious Spyderco Pair 3. Now the Plaxis is much longer than both of these guys, but the handle is somewhat similar on the Pair 3 to this guy. So, yeah. Not too shabby. Need to get a better table. Got a bunch of stuff on it. Now, Benchmade Freak and Benchmade Bug Out. So there's your size comparisons. The Plaxis is actually longer than, and actually a little bit, I would say, wider than the Benchmade Freak. And the Benchmade Freak is actually considered a big knife. So, next, CJRB Feldspar full size, CJRB Feldspar small. There we are. As you can see, Plaxis is quite larger than both of them. Not too much compared to this guy. Alright. And then my favorite silly comparison to do. Up against the Cold Steel Spada XL and Cold Steel Spada Medium. Not sure if I still should be doing this comparison, but it's just funny. Yeah, the blade on this guy is much longer than this one, but the handle on this one is much more, handle. It's a lot more handle to work with on this guy. Be very careful not to guillotine my fingers. Next, time for height. Pair 3, and if I can get it, Tenacious. There you go. So this guy is going to run in your pocket a little high, not as high as the Pair 3, as you can see, because of that giant finger hole, that very prominent finger hole, but it's not really too bad if you compare it to the flipper tab that's sticking out right back here. So yeah, it's a little bit of the same. So this guy does run a little high, but not really that big of a deal, in my opinion. I'll give you a comparison on height with the bug outs. Yeah, so you can see that you got quite a bit more height on that one. Keep hitting my tripod. Okay, now let's go with width on this guy. As you can see right there, this guy is a little bit thicker. Not too much. The Pair 3 has thicker liners. This guy has a little bit thinner liners, but the G10 does tend to bulge out a little bit more. And then you got that more prominent pivot right there. So, yeah. And then there's the pocket clips. Oh, this is not the Pair 3. This is the Tenacious. There you go. Para 3 comparison. I like to do a Para 3. It's just a widely popular knife. So it's kind of similar, but the Para 3 is just a tad bit thinner. And there's the pocket clip, so you're going to get, yeah, it's a little higher on this one, pocket clip. You can see that, but not really that big of a deal. All right, blade thickness. Let me get my calibers. On, and we are zeroed. Blade thickness on this guy. Okay, you're looking at 0.11 inches on this guy. The swedge coming in right there. Oh, sorry. Swedge is right there. 0.10. So, not really that thick. And then the price on this guy right here, will run you on Blade HQ, $42.50. So, yeah, it's not too bad of a price in my opinion. You get really good CIVIVI quality, and it only costs you $42.50 dollars. And then there's many versions of this guy out there. Different scale colors. This is the blue one. You get black. There's green. I believe there's even a purple. And depending on the model that you choose, the price may vary from for hold on, sorry, brain fart. $42.50 through $107.95. So yeah, pricing will vary depending on the model you choose, but that's on Blade HQ. If you go to CIVIVI, it'll cost you $50 to $127. And then on Amazon, it's 42.50 through 68.19. So yeah, prices will vary depending on where you buy it from. But Blade HQ is definitely a really good place to get a really good deal. But yeah, $42 for this guy. That's actually a really good price, in my opinion. I'm no professional. And then let's do the cut test. I have never never sharpened this knife, so this is pretty much factory. This is factory edge. Never sharpened it, and only used it very little. I barely used it. Not for a lack of enjoying of using this. It's just whenever I carried this knife, I never had a supreme reason to use it. But otherwise, yeah. All right. Yep. Very nice and slicey. Yeah. So it is definitely sharp. Out of the box, definitely sharp, and also this grind on it. It doesn't get very thick right behind the edge, so it makes it a very nice slicing knife. If you can see that right there, it's not very thick, so it's a very nice very slicey knife with a wide blade and a long blade, so you get a lot of cutting power with this guy, which is really nice. And that swedge grind also cuts down probably cuts down the weight a little bit and makes it where there's not too much drag when you get to this point when you're cutting, so that's good. Yeah. And when you're cutting, there's nothing in the way of the of the cutting edge, so that's really cool. The style of blade on this is a drop point with a flat grind, so that's cool. Made in China, obviously, because it's CIVIVI. And yeah, the steel on this guy, I forgot to mention the steel on this guy. The steel is 9CR 18 MOV, which is okay for the money. And this is blue G10 with these cool golden liners. Yeah. Like I said, there's a bunch of different colors you can get. You can also get orange. I believe there was orange. And there's some with Damascus blades. So those are the higher priced ones that I mentioned. So depending on, what style you want, you got plenty of options. This is a flipper only, so you don't have any thumb studs or any other means of deployment. Only flipper, which is okay, which is fun. I love flippers. The action on this guy is fantastic. Flies out, just amazing. And it has drop shut action. The detent feels a little bit light, but it's not really that big of an issue. It has a kind of a light feeling detent compared to other knives I've handled. Otherwise, it does not seem to be an issue with deployment and anything like that. And it, yeah, definitely feels nice. There's the pocket clip. You got your standard CIVIVI pocket clip. Just goes like that. And the screws are recessed, but the pocket clip itself is not recessed, which is okay, whatever. I prefer it recessed, but whatever. Just personal preference there. You got this lanyard hole slash backspacer, which is also cool, and it is deep carry, so yeah, runs in around there. You got a little bit of shouldering on the stop pin. You can see that right there, just a tad bit, not really that much. The internals, right there, the liners are skeletonized, so you got all these nice little cutouts there, so it cuts down on weight, which is nice. You don't have all this stuff on the blade. All that you can see is, I think, right back here somewhere. Very, it's not noticeable whatsoever. The steel number is right there. But you got the CIVIVI logo on the pivot, which I like that they do that. It looks cool on the pivot, and you don't have all this goop on your blade. So it keeps the blade very nice aesthetically. Just not too much words or whatever on your blade, which is nice. See, anything else I want to add here? Yes, the disassembly, hardware on this guy is very minimal. You only got your pivot screw, and you got 2 body screws right down here, and then you got your 2 pocket clip screws. So taking this guy apart, putting it back together will definitely not be too hard to do, and you'll be, not that big of an issue. It's on bearings. I think you can see in there. Yeah. So it gives a nice smooth action. Yeah. Feels very good. The ergos on this guy, phenomenal. Feels really good in the hand. Perfectly placed jimping. All these corners are knocked down, so they're nice and chamfered. So they give you a very comfortable grip in holding like this. You got this very nice prominent forward choil, so you can grip up and do some fine work with the tip and everything like that. Feels very comfortable in this position, which is nice. And you got handle for days. So if you're somebody with bigger hands, you have a handle right there. So I have handle to spare because my hands are kind of skinny. So I got handle to spare. But if you're somebody with bigger, meatier hands, then you'll probably grip all this handle, but you will definitely like the size of this handle. And that forward choil is just fantastic. Got a nice sharpening choil as well. And I like that the flipper acts as a finger guard, so that's really cool. Yeah, so all in all, very ergonomic, very comfortable in the hand, perfectly placed jimping for your thumb, and very excellent slicer. I can definitely see me destroying a lot of cardboard boxes with this knife. And I can highly recommend this knife for anybody that's starting out and want a quality budget knife, or new to CIVIVI and wants a less expensive CIVIVI. I can definitely recommend this knife to you. The Plaxis is an awesome CIVIVI entry knife, and also a awesome entry knife into budget knives. Yeah, I can definitely recommend this knife. It is very good. I really like it. So, I think that wraps up this video. I hope I gave you all the information that you like. I can highly recommend this knife. I really like this knife. So, all in all, this is a good review of the CIVIVI Plaxis. And I thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you like more knife and EDC related content, check out my other videos. Remember to subscribe because I post every Saturday and every other Sunday, and there'll be more knives and more videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day. Bye.